In this presentation, I pronounce the actress's name as Donna, but it's Dona Drake. In the golden age of Hollywood, every star carried a story. But some stories stay hidden, lost in the shadows of glitz and glamour. Dona Drake was one such mystery. With a beauty that turned heads and a presence that captured the screen, she seemed destined for fame. Yet, beneath the stage lights was a life shaped by reinvention and guarded secrets. Who was Dona Drake? And how did her carefully crafted identity shape her path in a world divided by race and privilege? To uncover her truth, we must step beyond the facade and into the world she built, one choice at a time. But first, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Lacey. Thanks for clicking on this video. And Happy New Year! Cheers to new beginnings, exciting opportunities, and the courage to chase your dreams. If you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe for more untold stories of history's hidden figures. Dona Drake wasn't always Dona Drake. Born Eunice Westmoreland in 1914, she grew up in Miami, Florida, under the blazing sun of a state that was as vibrant as her imagination. But Eunice's childhood was far from sunny. Eunice's light complexion gave her an advantage in a deeply segregated society. She soon realized that her looks could be both a passport and a mask in a world divided by race. Determined to escape the limitations placed upon her as a young Black woman in the South, Eunice began to reshape her identity. She took Spanish lessons, adopted a vague, exotic persona, and even toyed around with different names. At one point, she went by Rio Rita to lend herself an air of mystery. By the time she set her sights on Hollywood, she had already crafted a new identity, Dona Drake. A name as bold and daring as the life she wanted to lead. Was this reinvention a strategy for success or an act of survival? The truth lies somewhere in the tangled web of her life, a web that she wove with meticulous care. Dona's arrival in Hollywood wasn't marked by fanfare. She started as a chorus girl, blending into the background of a city filled with dreamers. But there was something different about Dona. Her beauty was undeniable, but her magnetic charm and fiery determination set her apart. Studio executives took notice of her, but they weren't interested in the real Dona Drake. They created their own narrative, branding her as a Mexican actress to capitalize on Hollywood's fascination with exotic beauty. Publicity materials for her early films often incorrectly stated that she was of Mexican origin, a fabrication that either Dona confirmed nor denied. She understood the game she was playing and leaned into the persona when it suited her career. Throughout her career, she was cast in roles emphasizing her exotic appearance. She played characters ranging from Latina women to Arabs and Native Americans. In an era when diversity was poorly represented in Hollywood, she became a chameleon, blending into whatever identity the studio needed her to portray. For better or worse, her mixed heritage allowed her to navigate a path through the segregated landscape of entertainment. But it also meant erasing pieces of her true self to fit the mold of others' expectations. In the 1930s, Dona caught her first big break, appearing in several musicals. She worked with some of the era's biggest names, including Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. Yet, for all her success, she was never quite a household name. Hollywood's elite seemed to keep her at arm's length. Some speculate it was her unwillingness to conform to the industry's unspoken rules. Others pointed to the complexities of her identity, a woman navigating the intersections of race, fame, and personal ambition. As much as Donna's reinvention allowed her to climb the ranks of Hollywood, it also came at a personal cost. Passing as another race and embracing roles that distance herself from her true heritage required constant vigilance. She lived in fear of being exposed, of losing the carefully constructed identity that made her success possible. Even her personal relationships were shaped by her need to maintain the facade. Dona's roles often perpetuated stereotypes, but she approached them with professionalism and grace, determined to make a mark in an industry that rarely allowed women like her to shine. The question lingered: was the price of success too high? As the years wore on, Donna's star began to fade. The golden age of Hollywood had little room for actresses who didn't fit its rigid mold. She found herself relegated to small roles and eventually turned to stage productions and television to make ends meet. Yet, Dona's personal battle never truly left her. Those who knew her say she carried a sense of loneliness, even in a crowded room. It was as if the weight of her success was too much to bear. Dona Drake passed away in 1989, her name slipping into obscurity. But her story didn't end there. In recent years, historians and fans have unearthed her films, celebrating her talent and the roles she played in shaping early Hollywood. She was a pioneer in her own right, though history has yet to fully recognize her contributions. Dona Drake was more than an actress. She was a survivor, a trailblazer, and a mystery. Her life reminds us that the most extraordinary stories are often hidden in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered. So the next time you watch an old Hollywood film, look for Dona Drake. You might see a glimpse of the woman behind the enigma.